Friday, November 25th. It's been a while. Actually, last week I was in Istanbul for a conference, so I missed the worst of the attacks. But shortly after getting back, we were there just for a week. Rockets hit again, and so now the electricity situation is pretty bad. We're lucky to have it. During the daytime, it's non-existent. I'm now having to go to the office to work. They got a generator there. You have to book a table. It's like COVID. You have to reserve a table, and no social distancing though. Everyone's kind of packed together. Because everyone's coming back to office now because there's heat, electricity, working water, all of that. So yeah, it's living in the Stone Age, as one would say. But we just have to rework our life. Now, overnight, at nighttime, there seems to be electricity, So I think we get it at night so we can get the apartment warmed up and everything. And it looks like, just from the outset, there's some 8 to 10 hour shifts going on. So we're on for 8-10 hours, off for maybe 10 or 12 hours, I think. And then, we get it an hour, 45 minutes here and there. And I think that's just so we can get ourselves recharged up, get the apartment warmed back up. And then, and then we're off again. So it's supposed to be like this all of winter. I mean, I don't think any electrical grid can withstand a cruise missile attack, for too long, and a repeated one. And I think in my earlier videos, I had said I was kind of expecting something like this. This is to obviously break the public morale and change the sentiment, and bring about an earlier ceasefire that would be on the favorable to the Russians. So this is what they're doing, but I think this can be dealt with. I think it's this could be, if the West really wanted to, and maybe they're doing it, we don't know about it. Our U.S. Army has generator trucks. I mean, the U.S. Navy, there's no place for them to park their nuclear submarines or anything over there, but I think the Army and the Navy have, the ability for portable electricity. They're both pretty strong in it. So yeah, we have to decentralize the grid here. We can't have all the electricity and switching coming from a few nodes. Everything has to be decentralized, so the whole way power is generated and distributed has to be changed. And it can be done with existing technology. It just would be a lot of work. But I think in the short term, U.S. Army has these generator trucks. They're like the size of a shipping container, and they fit on a flatbed. Granted, these things will definitely blow up the COP27 and the carbon credits and all of that. They run on diesel and make a lot of pollution, but I think we don't really have a choice, do we? We can't burn trees. We don't have a fireplace in the apartment buildings. The carbon monoxide would kill us. But we're gonna have to just readjust our lifestyles. Probably, we already wash the clothes and wash the dishes overnight. The dishwasher actually uses less water than hand washing. So, we're always looking to be efficient. And then we're probably gonna have to get up much earlier and just get our shit done in the morning as much as we can before the blackout comes. Go to the gym early, all these things, and then sleep in early. And that's we have to change. We have to adjust to this. And hopefully the cavalry comes and gets the stuff repaired to I don't think it'll ever go back until this war is completely over and they can bring in proper new equipment. I don't think anyone's going to risk getting new equipment bombed again. Or they have to bring in the serious air defense. Everyone's talking about it, but where is it? Because if it was here, none of this would be happening. the types of missiles being used to attack us are very primitive, and these air defenses are very sophisticated. They would get 100% kill rate if they built these defenses around the power plants and then had them along the border. So there'd be like 2 lines to intercept these missiles. And then you have a bunch of guys with stingers and stuff running around that can pick a few off as well. So these cruise missiles are basically flying at the same speed as an aircraft, more or less. So they can be, and they fly low, so they can be taken down by a man pad, as a last line of defense. If you're using a man pad, it's like to take down a missile, it's pretty desperate, but it is possible. So, yeah, it's definitely different, It's but at the same time, I'm not shocked. I think we're all beyond that. Like, oh my God, we're just trying to find a way how to move forward. Not bitch about it, and just keep stepping forward one step at a time, and just figure out how to rework your day. It's definitely taken a toll on the job, though, because I have all these colleagues that are in America and Armenia and Georgia. A lot of them are actually Russian, and I don't know if they really want to understand. It takes a lot of mental space, and you have to rethink how to rewire your life, reroute your life, and then keep your job going and everything. So, but yeah, we just got to keep pressing on, keep moving forward and everything, and and hopefully this. I don't know what to think of this situation. So yeah, the other one was the reaction to the midterms. That finally all the counts are in except for Herschel Walker, and I don't think he's going to win. But so the Republicans have like barely a foothold in the House of Representatives. The Senate's a foregone conclusion. The Democrats got 50 plus the vice president breaks the tie. So, but I think the Republicans are just going to do investigations and just make a lot of noise. It's like, geez, we're in the middle of a crisis, we're in the middle of a war and everything, and they just want to do investigations all the time. It's just like this nonsense they did with Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. It just was a big waste of national energy on really nothing, so I don't know what they're going to do as far as the budget and the money going to Ukraine. Everyone says they support Ukraine. The Germans say it, and then they're buying oil and gas from the Russians. The French say it, and even the Hungarians say it, and then they do the opposite. So, we heard a lot of talk like there's bipartisan support, but we're really going to have to see what happens after they flip. I know Joe Biden has tried to rush some money through for Ukraine. So, it's kind of an indicator of what's coming. My view is it's going to be a ceasefire, and then, maybe a ceasefire in the spring, and then what's left of Ukraine gets armed to the hilt, gets in the EU, gets rebuilt, and it could be like Korean War type scenario, where it's officially, that's the limbo, right? To have a limbo state, that nobody has to really take ownership. No one can say they won or lost. Everyone saves face because everything is in limbo. And everyone's looking for these black and white outcomes, but they don't exist anymore. Everything is like a limbo or a shade of gray these days. And I think that's what's coming. Some sort of shade of gray solution or limbo solution. If not, this is just going to go on for a long time. And I personally have to rethink, from a career perspective, or what have you, how to handle this. So, yeah, it's a lot on my mind these days. So you definitely got to keep fit, going to the gym, keep your sanity. You got to eat well. We're eating very well, just eating the food like people used to eat 50, 100 years ago. Just eating basic buckwheat and, porridge, oatmeal, keeping processed foods to a minimum. When we eat meat, it's like very high quality meat, not like hot dog and hamburgers and things like that. So this weekend too, yesterday was Thanksgiving, but I didn't really celebrate it or anything. A few of us Americans are getting together here in Lviv, and we'll celebrate on Saturday because I think a lot of people had complications with work. But I think people should still move here. They should still move here and try to, live this life. I mean, it's not easy, but it's not impossible either. You just have to be creative. You have to just be a little bit open-minded and, just think through things a little bit. And like I said, just like they're rerouting power supplies, we have to reroute our life a little bit, change our routines, so we can get through this winter. And but I'm really hoping that the U.S. Army sends those generator trucks, that they have, and I don't know, maybe the U.S. Navy can plug a submarine into the grid somewhere. I don't know if they can get in the Black Sea and plug it into Bulgaria, and then Bulgaria can feed Ukraine or something, some extra electricity. I don't know if that's possible, probably not. Or if there's a way to do it from the Mediterranean Sea and then transfer all that electricity from one country to another. That could be a possibility. It's like, one of those U.S. aircraft carriers, they could power up half a country. 750 megawatts. I mean, they can. I think that's enough to power up Lithuania or something, like country of 5 million people. They can, and now with LED lights and high efficiency and stuff, maybe even more. But I think this portable, compact nuclear power, a lot of small ones, hidden underground, well protected, and then having just the grids, not the central grids, but decentralized. So if one goes down, the whole country doesn't go down. I think this has got to be something put front and center in the universities here in Ukraine for people studying electrical engineering, power distribution, all of this. So, yeah, it's pretty great today. We got snow and everything, so, yeah, it's, here's some nice Ukrainian houses, right in the middle of the city, right by a local headquarters of an international company. A lot of good projects here for those with, who are handy and got a lot of energy. You ought to move over here and get in on the ground floor. Okay, well, we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.